Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to our Noita OST listen. I'll also be doing some really fun, we're going to do some OST listens later as well. I got to film a video. I'm going to do it online just because I'm feeling kind of lazy. So later today, I'll also be filming a video, aggressive music in peaceful games, and also an Arkfeld video. Just because I'm trying to not do single song videos as much right now, taking a little bit of a pause on that, but I'm really excited. I got one of my mods, VB, made some new emojis for you guys. And one of them was this just really adorable meatball. And buongiorno. And I kind of just really like it. Like, it's like so cute. And I just kind of, I don't know, like maybe it's a new era, you know? So I decided to kind of lean into it. So I don't know, just feel like being, you know, more myself. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on. I did upload a video earlier today, Doom versus Animal Crossing. So that will be fun if you want to watch that. So today, as is the case with our Wednesday/Thursday streams, we are going to be listening to, oh my God, it's your birthday today. We really got to fix this TTS because it did not work. I'm sorry, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Huva Hamenta, good morning.
Wow, thank you, Callie. Happy birthday, dear Hydro. I don't know why it didn't work. That's annoying. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Hydro. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. And of course, all these great OST listens, which has been awesome. Sorry about the TTS not working. Hey, Professor Mo, what's going on? So, why is my Slack not working? Did you see that YouTube was down for like 5 minutes yesterday? So I was out of a job briefly, which was scary. I would have to actually use my skills in a different way. Thankfully, I'm back. I still have a job, so that's a relief. So today we're checking out Noita. And thank you, Callie, for that. It's very generous. Noita is an action platform roguelike physics sandbox game composed by Niilo Takalainen and From Grotto. Oh, the music's all improvised? Huh. The music was improvised over 20 days by the Finnish band From Grotto and composer Niilo Takalainen. It features a psychedelic, atmospheric, and groovy style, blending progressive jazz, electronic noise, and in some places shamanic drums to match the game's magical descending underground journey. The soundtrack is integrated into the game, featuring horizontal layers that shift based on whether the player is in danger, traveling, or exploring. I know I've seen this game, but I've never played it. Hey, 11111s. So Noita, the Finnish word for witch, is a brutally unforgiving, well, that's why, physics-driven roguelike where every pixel simulated and the world reacts to fire, liquids, explosions, gases, and magic in chaotic, emergent ways. You play as a painfully fragile wizard descending through a hostile underground, dropped into an uncaring system steeped in a bleak deadpan Nordic sensibility, where discovery is rewarded but rarely explained. Your true power comes not from character stats, but from wand building. Modular spell engines that let you chain triggers, modifiers, and payloads into wildly powerful creations that can rewrite how magic behaves or just as easily kill you instantly through your own hubris. Progress comes less from permanent upgrades than from hard-earned knowledge, curiosity, and learning how the game's systems interact, making death frequent but meaningful. Oh, that sounds fun. Beneath the surface of any given run lies an enormous, deliberately opaque world of hidden biomes, secret bosses, cryptic alchemy, alternate paths, and long-term... Did you write this? And long-term discoveries, giving the game a scope that feels less like a typical roguelike and more like an arcane puzzle box. Noita ultimately treats knowledge itself as the only lasting upgrade, daring players to experiment, explore, and accept that the universe does not care whether they survive it. Noita seems very difficult. I'm going to be filming an AT Arkveld video later, so. You wrote that? That's impressive. Noita is incredible in how you're just as likely to die to accidents, enemies, or your own spells. That's what I'm gathering. So the plan is to go through the soundtrack. It was quite short, actually. Quite short. I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm yawning because I'm tired. The number of tracks, 17. Total length, 55 minutes. After the OST selection, I highly recommend watching the following video. And lastly, if you feel up to it after the guy, trying out the game for a bit.
Hermeticism is an
Oh, yeah, okay. This is Connor Conquers. The Worst Guide to Noita. We'll see if we get to this video. But let's check out the music now and have a little chat-see. Hey, Apple. Yeah, these are selections from Noita. This isn't the full OST. Okay. Noita official soundtrack. This is Daddy Longlegs Surprise. These are selections from. We don't do full OST listens just because of time. Okay, let's do it. Oh wow, it even has a proper ending. Yeah, so I mean, first impression of the first track, and I have to say, it's quite nice. This sounds bad, but this is the kind of music my dad would have really liked, in the sense that it's got this. It does have this experimental. Obviously, it's all improvised, so you get that in a couple different ways. Boom, beep, bom, beep, ba da da, bom, beep, ba, beep, da da da, bom, beep, ba, beep, da da da. That's the repetitive undulation, right? That's the repetitive rhythmic idea that kind of sustains the entire thing. Around it and in it, that's where we fill out with the psychedelic sound, the, really like a 70s thing, which is quite nice. Hey, Limpacto, how are you? There's definitely like the vibes in the electric guitar are quite nice. And it does feel very like it's structured, even though there is a bit of randomness in it. It's an intriguing sound, and while I do think it's one of those instances, like you said, Callie, where it's like the ambient tracks that serve the gameplay really well, it's kind of interesting to listen to. So I'm gonna keep going and just we'll see where we land. And if there's anything that really merits a pause, then I'll pause. Otherwise, we'll talk about tracks as they end. All right, this is the Sweet Depths from Grotto, and well, yeah. Obviously slower. Hey Rick, what's up? We're only listening to selections from it, so it won't be the whole thing. What kind of feeling am I getting from this track? I mean, this track really feels like we're underground. I feel like the drums create the sort of like sense of entering and walking into the underworld, right? But obviously all the sort of noise that's going on around it is a little bit disconcerting. Now that track actually was fairly static, and I know that they're ambient, and then I know that they change depending on the action, obviously. But like the one thing that really kind of came across to me in this is this consistent feeling of like making your way or trudging your way through. But you know what's interesting is that the percussion, even though let's say it's dark and scary and there's a degree of danger around every turn, right? The drums actually also showcase like a commitment. And it's cool how the percussion rhythm that really didn't change throughout it is like a focus and a determination and just really like seeking a like just seeking what's the word I'm looking for, seeking a resolution or moving through seeking out an answer to a question. Doom shatan ratatata. The way that the percussion ends up landing like that is there's drive in that. Even though it's actually like a pretty like chill rhythmic movement in that, the momentum in it, the consistency of the momentum is also the consistency of like the resolve, if that makes sense. But it's interesting how the noise is like bats flying and there's I don't know. I felt like that track was actually pretty placid, even though it's a sort of like uncomfortable vibe. Like in general, the movement itself, it doesn't do any sharp twists and turns, and because of that consistency, it's almost a little. It's interesting because as a listener, it's almost a little sleepy, even though it's obviously that's not its intention. But there's a stillness within it, which is kind of cool. All right, let's go to Teleport to Happier Times. The flute. It's like a standoff. See right there, that the chromatic dissonant step down. That's where the sort of implicit danger lies. It's these tracks are sort of hard because there's a lot going on, and interestingly enough, I actually feel that a lot of them are there's a sort of passiveness when listening to them, so they're not easy to like grab a hold of, and like we can highlight certain things that each of these pieces do, like like the flute is really interesting there because the flute showcases a bit of that danger element, but far and away the biggest not problem, but in the case of listening to them in a vacuum like we're doing right now, these are not tracks that necessarily like. It's a little bit harder for me to like pull something from them because it's not quite so obvious what's been. And I think this is also the nature of improv music, where improv. I think in a lot of ways, improvised music, even though it's recorded and we have it sort of, we can hear it in a sustained sort of fashion, like we can just put it on and listen to it. Improvised music, the whole scope and point of improvised music is to just free flow with whatever. And this is literally like what the point of it is. Like the point of improv is not to sit down and like hyper focus on certain things. It's about moving through feeling of, in this case, a lot of this is about tension, which is really cool. What's up, Ruskalitos? So I mean, it's definitely interesting. If there's things that come up, I'm definitely going to highlight them. But the point is that like, it almost feels sort of contrary to what improv music is like to sit down and try to analyze it, as opposed to something like classical or metal, which has a specific sort of intention behind it. Usually, this is very obviously the intention in this music is mystery and you know, there's a bit of what I found really interesting is that there's a bit of sound design through instruments, which is always really interesting. But in general, I would say that I find myself mostly vibing to the music rather than trying to come up with analysis, you know, because that's really what the music wants you to do. The music wants you to go on this like sort of a journey. So hopefully my sort of pontificating about improv is a substitute for like, you know, a deeper, thoughtful exploration of what is and isn't, you know. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, as an example, like even right here, that rhythm and the percussion, like, what's the point? Why is that there? Was it just a thing that kind of just sprung up and we were like, you know what, let's fill out some of this space because we have the which actually in theory is kind of a stretched out, long, little riff. Is it a spider? No, I don't know what that was. Anyway, yeah, it's cool. So while we have that long, this lick over top, we actually have momentum in the drum to keep us moving. And then notice how it alternates there between the flute and you know. Hey, Nene. Let's say everything's stretched out over top. So it's interesting because everything's really stretched out, but the percussion is sort of the thing that is having these accents that's keeping us sort of tethered, right? Like the sort of connective tissue of the pieces tends to be in the upper register, right? And it's interesting how like there'll be these moments of sharpness in the percussion, and that's where the tension sort of is lying. I do think that the sense of there's a bit of a sense of dread or discomfort over top, especially in the sort of, let's call it the right hand for the sake of discussion about piano, versus the left hand, which is, you know, where the percussion is coming into and stuff, right? So like the bass stuff, the lower portion of this is the percussion predominantly, at least in this track, and then the upper register is the flute or the like riff that's occurring throughout it. You know what I mean?
I totally understand that it'll be a bit harder to discuss. No worries. Just happy to share the game with the community.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. You don't have to be so generous. I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much as always. I totally, but I think like there are definitely things to extrapolate. It's just that I think it's less obvious in tracks like this, which are sort of pseudo ambient. So I mean, I think like one of my personal sweet spots is melody. Like melody is really easy for me to grab hold of because, you know, frankly, I just know melody. Like melody is a corner of my. It's the baldness that's making me a lot more confident. I know melody, and I know how to like articulate and interpret what a melody is saying, right? And in the case of improv or things that are a little bit more fluid or have a tendency to flow into themselves and flow in general, it's a little bit harder, and not just for me, but I think for others as well, because it doesn't really make sense to analyze improv, because improv's whole point is that it's sort of spontaneous, you know, that's improv. Like to analyze improv is a free flowing means of human expression that is based around spontaneity, based around like, you know, what's happening. It's not premeditated or pre. You know, there's not a lot of structuring that goes into improv, and especially it kind of, you know, what I'm kind of gathering from Noita so far is that it's actually more, it feels more like like an intentioned jam sesh, which is very cool. I think like there's a natural feeling in this of a free flowing between From Grotto and Nilo here, the composers, of sort of like a dance of discomfort, and certainly a dance of like, this is the type, when I listen to this, what I would rather do is just play the game. You know what I mean? Like, I think like that's interesting. Like this is a track that definitely benefits, much like Team Fortress 2. I think this is a soundtrack that immensely benefits from just playing it. And it definitely goes against somewhat of the feelings that I have about music and games, where I think that music and games should be able to stand on its own, and oftentimes the music will outlive the game. But I think this much in the same way that, say, like Mugenics soundtrack, which I've listened to a fair bit of, not too much of it, but because I'm only like 10 hours in. But Mugenics is another one where like all those songs are not necessarily, well, Mugenics is a bad example because like I feel like Noita, you could put it on while like doing other stuff, but the problem is it's still going to put you in a mood of dis-ease and discomfort, because it's not really like a happy soundtrack, right? And I think Mugenics is one that I think like benefits from the context of like the weirdness of the world. Personally, I actually don't really like the soundtrack of Mugenics, because it's sort of, I don't really like that style of music, but also because the lyrics are kind of, it's all just a little bit perverted, and quirky. So I think it really doesn't work outside of the context of it. And in some ways, Noita's in this case works really well. You know, like a song about black pussy, like it has a different kind of a different kind of context when you listen to it outside of its given environment. You know what I mean? Like the first boss there is a rat, and that song doesn't see even the word black pussy. Like I say that, and you're like, oh, that's a little inappropriate, but that's literally like the song. The song is about black pussycats, but you know, it's like the words are black pussy. You know what I mean? Like that's a contextual need. You know what I mean? Like, so in some ways, Noita's is a bit more palatable in that case. Improv comedy follows the rules of yes and, absolutely does, to keep the flow between two or more characters. Is there something similar for improv and music? Well, I mean, so that's a little bit out of my scope, but what I would say is that based on my limited understanding, you essentially have like, you know, the key, and then you have the rhythmic bass, the rhythmic format, and then around it is kind of it is kind of, that's where we choose to free flow. But there's also different kind. I mean, like there's jam sessions where you just kind of start up and you see where you land. And it's, to me, it sounds like Noita had this idea of like, okay, we know what the world is. We know what we're supposed to produce here. We know the kind of sound that we want. And so let's fill in the gaps as we feel them. And I think that's great. I mean, that's a beautiful from like an artistic expression sort of way. And I hope you guys are finding this particular conversation kind of interesting, because I certainly do. In lieu of like deep analysis of individual tracks, like hopefully the conversation around improv music is kind of interesting, because I do think it's interesting. But I think like it's one of those beautiful things where I actually think like improv music is actually more interesting than improv comedy. Improv comedy is interesting too, because a lot of it's like, okay, you know, sometimes they do have, I don't know if you've ever been to a comedy club where they're like, okay, we are in the world of Jurassic Park. Give us a situation, give us a circumstance, and then we'll kind of just go, right? And so there's a context around it, which is in the case of Noita, I feel like the context is the mage and all this other stuff. Like that's the vibe. And then in that is kind of the free flow. And that's exactly what I think this is. This is, let's have a context and let's just go for it and see what happens. You know what I mean? Totally. You keep bringing that song up. It's eyebrow raising every time, even though I know the context. Oh, the Black Pussy song. Yeah, I know. I heard it for the first, I mean, don't get me wrong, I laughed my ass off when I first heard that, but that's not the type of song that I'm going to sit down and do like an analysis, a thoughtful discussion over. In some ways, Binding of Isaac's soundtrack was more appealing to me, because Binding of Isaac soundtrack, having listened to all of it, again, thanks to Callie, the Binding of Isaac has a little bit more subtlety. Also, I'm not really the biggest fan of barbershop doo-wop qualities in Mugenic soundtrack. It doesn't necessarily speak to me, because it's kind of just like, it's all sort of not only is it on the nose, I think, but it's also a bit what's the word I'm looking for? It's a bit there's too much satire, and one of the things with satire is like, if you're not in on the joke, the original, if you're not in on the satire, if you're not in on the joke, I think it kind of, it loses its momentum. So anyway, all that to say, I'm enjoying this one, because this one, at least I'm listening to, Anti-Birth. I've yet to listen to Isaac's bass game. Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, no, I've heard some of it because I played a little bit of it. Like the caves, I heard the what's the? I've heard some of the first couple of levels. I got to Mother, and then she killed me, and I had to restart, and I didn't feel like restarting. So that's how far I got in Binding of Isaac. But I have heard some of the original soundtrack. But that one's less satirical, right? So like that one has a little bit more, I guess, to my ear, a little bit more musical depth. Yeah. So, okay. There's sand in my wand. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, Kafo, how are you? We literally had a whole conversation about how it's totally improv that you must have missed. Wow. See, that was cool. Very short. No, you're all right. It's very short. But I like how even in that, there's what I found really intriguing about that is the space within it. Dum da da deem dum da dee do. Like that's the kind of that is the driving sort of rhythmic idea and also melodic idea, and that's interesting to me because that's like there was a lot of space within it. You know, there's a lot of like gap energy in it, which is fun. It's less about like momentum and more about
Modern Marco jump scare. I've been watching re-uploads, looking good man. I love the Naruto soundtrack.
Thanks, Donkey. I appreciate you. I know. It is alarming to be bald. Sometimes yesterday I caught a glimpse of myself in the reflection while playing like Super Mario 3D World. I was like, oh shit, I'm bald. I forgot. Definitely getting used to it myself. So plus I'm not uploading as frequently, so it's even more alarming. Because, you know, it used to be that I was uploading every day, and so people kind of got used to a look, a certain appearance. And while obviously I can't really tell people don't get hung up on my look because, well, I'm fucking, you know, I'm bald. It's different. Yeah, it's so funny. Anyway, it's great. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, see, right off the bat, this momentum in this is infinitely more interesting to me than the previous tracks because this means that there's drive, and this means that there's going to be a type of focus in it that I don't necessarily get from the previous songs. Now, and that's not to say that the previous songs are bad, but that's just to say that like my interest is more aligned. My personal interests are more aligned with a steady rhythm, a melodic identity. Now, watch me eat my words in about 2 seconds. But all that to say, like, I think there's a place for my musical taste has shifted quite a bit in that I find that when there's a really strong melodic idea and not a lot of meandering, that's usually when I feel most connected to a piece of music. So like later today, we're going to be listening to the arch-tempered Arkfeld theme. And I know for a fact that it's going to be chorus and classical and all this other stuff. It's going to be dark and broody. But what it's going to have is it's going to have a melodic identity and a rhythmic identity that's going to be very easy to latch onto. That being said, so it's interesting, like that's not to say that this isn't really well composed and well improvised and well created musically. But my natural instinct will be to default to that other sound that we'll listen to later. Whereas, you know, this is a bit more of that experimental loveliness that I think also works really well. But may not be everyone's cup of tea because it's a little bit more nondescript, right? All right, here we go. Oh. See the, that's cool. Hi Yoshi. Tick-a-dum, 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 tick-a-dum. Yeah, see, I could have used like another. That was a 3-minute track. See, that's nice. See, that went on a journey. The middle kind of picks up steam a bit. It delivers on like a sort of. There's an inherent tension within it, obviously. So actually, I could have used the one thing. Also, I hope it doesn't come across as if I'm being harsh to Noita soundtrack. It's not my intention. I'm just trying to explain my frame of reference and also where I'm coming at the soundtrack from. I don't think I'm being particularly harsh, but just to be clear, I've been traumatized from being overly critical of things, or barely critical, but then people taking it as going too far. That being said, what I think I'm also sort of wanting is a sort of development this is a sort of sustained feeling, which I think works so well for the soundtrack. I think what would have been cool in like a different universe is I didn't say it, you said it, but yes. One of the things that I really would have liked is actually, this would have been such a good exposition. And what I would have liked is, rather than a sustained, a sustained sort of essence in that, it would have been very cool. I don't know why someone deleted that message, because it's absolutely true.
No worries. I think it's why I'll probably never ask you to listen to Tunic's OST.
But I actually like Tunic's OST, Callie. I've listened to some of it on my own. It's a mood for sure. What I would have liked in this particular track is to then have this natural exposition that leads to then a sort of a middle climax and then a natural resolution. Whereas here, I think like in the game, what would be really cool about this is to have like a natural. It would be cool to hear this in game. Let's put it that way, because it'd be exciting to have this not only be on a loop, but then also. This is why video game music is so cool, because there's so much variety in terms of like what you're looking for. Are you looking for these tracks that change with you, that are really well crafted and really like made with wonderful care, and I love hearing the different instrumentation, the flutes, the percussion, like that stuff is so excellent, coupled with dynamic music is such a wonderful part of the like gaming process. Like, it's awesome, right? It's an awesome thing. So that to me is exciting. But on top of that, I lost my train of thought because ADHD. But let's keep going. Peace at Last. See, this is cool. Super cool. See, the percussion in that was sick as fuck. I loved this back corner especially. See, even little things like the little lift here. Listen to this. Listen to the percussion right there, like the snap. Obviously, it's not. Yeah, the new profile picture's a meatball. Yeah. I hope you like it. I really this is a new era of me on YouTube, and rather than go for like the professional, I mean, we have the banner that's plenty professional, right? But rather than go for like everything being super buttoned up and laced up, I'm much more relaxed these days, and I'm just kind of having a good time vibing. So I thought that the meatball, honestly, like I was a little bit. I even asked my mods if it was okay, but my mods were like, "Well, do you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah." You know, this is who I am now. I want to just talk about music, but in a fun way, and I'm not looking to be like anyone's teacher or anything else. So for me, the meatball is cute. The meatball is cute. The banner is plenty professional, and I really like just how, I don't know, lovely that is. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. All right, but I really enjoyed that piece. All right, Noita. All right, let's do Holy Mountain theme. Exactly. See, and this does have melody. Actually, this would be at home in Final Fantasy IX. That's funny. Kick the cart. Yeah. See, that's my speed, because what I liked about that was the fact that we lean into the percussion, and so it's actually the antithesis of melody, because that is all about like flow and movement. And I find that rhythm. I mean, rhythm is the base. I mean, rhythm is the basis of, like, you know, dance, and so much of it relies on you know, rhythm and tempo. And we don't really, I mean, you know, melody is probably the movement itself. Let's say the movement of the human body, if we're talking about dance specifically. And frankly, I think that that's such a satisfying sound. Now, yeah, we do have that, like, that's cool. Obviously, that like boosts the tension. But the thing that's really sexy about that piece is the drumming, for sure. That was divine. Oh my god, like, what a vibe. I'm a sheep, and my wool protects me from the cold. See, again, it's another instance of having a loop that repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats. Bo-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da, bo-da-dee-da. And that creates the tension, right? And then all the stuff around it is fun. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like building that sense of tension throughout it, which is enjoyable. It's an enjoyable kind of tension because you're like, oh fuck, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it just kind of takes you on a ride. Yeah, we have Ed Meatball redeem points for a while, although I do have to change that. The TTS does not work, so I need to fix that. Stop for a brew. I will say, my favorite part so far has got to be this percussion. It's cool how the piano, you're right, the piano accents that. Like that drummer is going off so hard. Like, what is this playing game? Because this is sick as fuck. Treebeer, what's up, man? Beautiful. Really, really good. I think that one was definitely that one. And what was the other one I really liked? Can't remember, but honestly, this album has been great. Yeah, Stop for a Brew was really fun. Questionable Excavations. Awesome, good. So oh, fuck yeah. Will I try Noita? Yeah, I will try Noita. Just to get a sense of it. It's cool, the scraping is fun. I love that. That's just like sliding on the guitar, I think, or something. But the pressing of the stress. Guys, this would be a super casual playthrough. I just want to test it out. Definitely
watch the guide first. It won't spoil anything.
Oh, but what if I want to go in blind as fuck? Oh shit. Oh. Oh shit. Okay. No, I'll watch the guide in a bit. But I was just sort of curious because Chad asked, so I figured I'm on fire. What? I just want to see because we've listened to some of the soundtracks, so I just want to. Oh, this is water. Oh, that's poison. Alright, we'll skip that. What if I really like it? What's that do? Oh! Wait. Does that heal me or hurt me? Hurt me. That's actually kind of fun. I will watch that guide though. E. Wait. What is this? Oh, a wand. Picked up a new magic wand. What does that do? Whoa. Okay. Is this a healing item? No! Oh, that's cool. So the music... What is this? Is this... Oh, that's water. What? Oh. Okay. I don't run out of that? It doesn't look like it. Oh, 90% full. Okay. We'll go back to listening to music here in a bit. Oh. What the fuck? Does their blood hurt me? 26%. What does that do? 32%. Is this bleeding? Well, surely their blood would not hurt me. Unless they have, like, poison blood or some shit. It's cool how, So, improv by nature is actually kind of a genius idea for this game because... because everything is sort of happening, you know, randomly. Like this man must be a witch hunter, a Noita hunter. Alright, wait. See, and then it's cool because as you explore... I picked up a gold nugget. Alright, what's this? This is shining. Oh! What the fuck is that? So am I poisoned? No. So does the water... Okay, yeah. Oh, fuck! So... What's all that? Alright, wait. So this is all some sort of toxin. A new wand! No shit. Alright. What's this do? Does it purify? No, it doesn't. Okay. So it's interesting how there's no music for large chunks of this, actually. Can the water diffuses the poison. So water is pretty much your, like, most essential. I have 21 HP. Alright, and then what's down here? Ah. See, now I'm stuck. Uh-oh. Interesting. I wonder if I can't, Oh, that's water. A new wand already? We'll replace... So it's cool how... Electricity? Whoa. Huh. Oh, burst of air. Oh. So it's interesting how the music, you hear how... It's like the wind sort of, you know. So every run is okay. No, so I still have the same. I have the same tools. Oh. Oh, Pheromone potion. Well, that's useless. Pheromones are gonna attract things to me. I don't want that. Water was better. Huh. It reminds me a little bit of Rain World. So wood catches things on fire. So if a bomb goes off and there's wood around it, then the wood spreads the fire. Hey, thanks, Dukan! And I have some sort of a bleed on me. That's interesting. It's interesting how the music does shift, although honestly we're probably not hearing very much music at all. We'll go back to the soundtrack in a second. But it's cool how there's a lot of flexibility in terms of movement. Oh no, those gold nuggets. Okay. Oh! Huh. It's fun to try new things. Oh, the pheromone will draw them to a thing. I see. Rather than being drawn to me. Wait, does that? No. No, there's just no music. Poison. Whoa! Huh. Oh! So you don't want to stand in blood, you get like blood poisoning. But they also get blood poisoning. Oh, so listen to that, that's cool. It's almost like ba-da-da-da-dee-da. What the fuck is this? Entered Holy Mountain? Hello? Oh. You get crit and blood? Oh! Picked up full health regenerator, okay. Oh, it's a shop! Yeah, 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 yeah. Again, it's interesting how there's a, you know, this sort of vastness within the space. So you get, okay, so you can. Sure. That one was 50% off, huh? Electricity immunity? Melee immunity. Ooh. Gamble. Oh, cool. Melee immunity. Let's do it. Whoa! I'm on fire. Fuck. The coal pits? Ah, it alternates fire. Oh, that's cool. Listen to that. Tick-a-doom. 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 There's lots of gold here. Lots of nuggets. Way too aggressive. Cool. See, there's lots of gold there, but I'm Nah, I'm gonna die here in a second because I was too aggressive, probably. But it's pretty interesting how. Oh. So I see how this music really works. Can I swap? No, only in between runs. Oh! Wow. When will I end my marriage and start a new one with Bricky? Oh yeah, I forgot I had melee immunity. Wow, oh, so you can buy... Whoa! Chainsaw, chainsaw. Oh, I see. Look at that flexibility there. That's cool. See, it's cool. Of course, I can't afford any of that. Gas, fire. Gas is near you. Ignite automatically. Exploding gold. Gold dropped by enemies explodes when it disappears, is picked up or touched by other enemies. Homing shots. We'll do that. Interesting. So I like how... Ah, the snowy depths. Deja. So everything... You know what's interesting is that musically... Everything has a sort of bleak. It's all kind of bleak. And you can hear the wind too. That's cool. Oh, you could slowly make your way. A new wand. What the fuck is that? Oh, an egg wand? What? Uh-oh. I'm stuck down here, though. That's not good. No! Ooh, I did it. Okay. No! There we go. I love the like glissando sounds of the chimes. Really nice. Again, like feeling, you know, lost in the woods, so to speak, you know. then okay, oh, these guys are the snipers. Huh. Let's see, the rhythmic momentum is really satisfying to listen to. What is the egg? Oh, I've got 3 HP left. Hey, I made it. A spell refresher. Oh, these got expensive. What the fuck? Wand radar. You can sense nearby wands faster. Pick up, what? To pick up faster wand. Pull wands are currently carrying game bonus to their cast, delay, and reload time. Oh shit. Extra items in the Holy Mountain. What is this? Perk reroll? Oh wow, perk reroll. Okay, let's try it. Kills to mana? Every time an enemy near you dies, you release mana recharging liquid. What? Teleportasis. Teleportitis. You take 20% less damage or teleport away every time you're hurt. Ooh. Summon Sedekivi. One-off. You gain an artifact that allows you to call the Celestial Rage, but just one time. I think we're gonna go with every time an enemy near you dies, release a mana recharge. Teleportitis. That's cool. Alright, so I'm basically Hisi base. Where am I gonna teleport to? That's my real question. Oh, that's a light source. Ah! Oh, it's random. Oh, shit. A new wand. Listen to that. Oh, see, this is cool. So we're in this enemy base. Oh. What? Oh, I thought that was the end. Underground jungle? What's happening? Oh, because it's poisoned. Ah! That's fucking gross. I'm boy. Alright. Damn, that's. Get the fuck away from me! Ah! 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 Oh no! Ah! This is so crazy. This is so so random. Worm pheromones? Okay. Just go down, man. Oh my god, this is chaos. What the fuck? Ah! Gross ass spider. I can't believe it's random teleportation. I thought it was like, I thought it was gonna be like teleportation like around a certain area. Oh shit, I'm poisoned again. Fuck. Oh no. Wait, this is good. No, wait, this is bad. Why are they dying? What? Oh! This is good. It's right there! No! Oh, I'm in the vault now. What the fuck is happening, dude? Alright, just stay alive for a little while. Oh, octopus. Uh-oh! That's not good. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What is that? Oh! I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Oh, it's right there! God damn it! Bro. Leave me be. What is this? Mana potion. Excellent. Fuck! I was right there. Anyway, let's finish listening to the music. Yes, I mean, honestly, that's a vibe, dude. I actually like hearing it with the music very much, like the...
Credit where credit is due. I'm surprised you're still alive.
It's very chaotic, but very enjoyable. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Honestly, that was pretty impressive. That was cool. I like how the music actually does the music does a great job. Really, like, so it doesn't place you in a scene, but it definitely makes you feel like, oh no, I'm fucked, you know, or this place is gonna kill me. And I think ultimately it reminds me quite a bit of Rain World. Quite a bit of Rain World, which is cool. Let's go over to looting the rainforest. That was fun. I enjoy the chaos, to be honest. But it seems like the randomness really fills it out in a nice way. And I think, like, honestly, now that I've seen it, everything that goes on in here, it's actually the conflict, right? So the randomness and the improv, the purpose of it is this tension, which is actually really evocative. Wow. Yeah, so that's the cool part about this is the tension actually is laden. So we have the map, and then we have the individual like actions that are occurring, and some of the spontaneity, well, all of the spontaneity is coming from the random things that are occurring to you as you explore. That is actually the core concept of what we're hearing in the music too, which is pretty cool. So this is Happy Nature Boy. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, sorry. I was playing it. Will I keep playing it? Probably not. I wanted to see it for myself so I could understand the music a little bit better. I have too many other games I'm like in the process of playing, and I've just beaten like 5 games, so I'm on a run of like actually beating games that I play, so I want to keep up with it rather than playing games that are a little bit too open-ended, you know? I like the randomness, though, very much. See, there's some like tension laden within that subtly. That's very cool. It's also the percussion that causes the tension as well. Hey Jojo, I'm good. How are you? Yeah. The first 15 seconds of modern times, I can do that, no problem. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to listen to the Arkfeld theme in a bit. If you want to hang out. It'll be a video like later today though. Oh, so the melee damage protector actually saved me from those spiders. Spiders are fucking gross. That's funny. It's interesting how you can play the game kind of fast and loose. It's interesting though, this is the theme, the swamp, marching with the swamp spiders. What an interesting sort of sound to... That's dope. It reminds me a little bit of the soundtrack of Sinners, actually, in that particular case. You have angered the gods. There's a boss there. Uh-oh, why isn't this playing? Oh, God, I just had this ginger ale. It's giving me major heartburn. Fucking hate heartburn. Hello? Is YouTube down again or something? No. This track's not playing. Hold on, let me go to... That's weird. You have angered the gods is like in a constant state of buffering. Let me pivot over to Komisilma, and then and then wait. Actually, this one's buffering now too. Let me refresh. You like my shirt? Oh no, I hope I'm not out of a job again. No, YouTube's not down because we're still streaming. Let's see. Here it is. Huh. This track is buffering. That's annoying. Are we still here, chat? Sorry. Yes, we are. Okay. So I sent a message via Slack, and that also was frozen up. So maybe it was... I think it was something... I had a hiccup on my end, I think. All right. You have angered the gods. like this little because it's slow and steady, right? Doom, 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 shock, doom, 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 shock. Boy, I love that little lift up. I like how it's heavy too. Doom, shot, doom, right? The hits are really fun. Doom, shot, doom. Yeah, I like that little piece. And then, what was the last one? It was, oh, Kol Mi Silmu. Thank you, Kelly.
The tutorial boss theme.
I'm gonna listen to it in a little bit there, Rudy. Again, you know, I think overall the thing that really kind of interests me the most, and I find like the most interesting thing to actually talk about, is the fact that most of the soundtrack is based on, you know, it's an interesting blend of using instruments for sound design to create different feelings of tension, coupled with the sort of like loose ambiance that really like sets you in the world and makes you feel XYZ feeling. I think as a individual listening experience as a first time listen, I think it misses the mark for me, like in terms of like what I personally like desire or crave out of music that I'm listening to from a first time. That being said, I do think that it has a lot of like really interesting and certainly very redeeming qualities, whether they be, you know, the percussion especially really stands out to me, or the, you know, the sort of interesting ambient texture that is sort of developed, you know, through the upper register flutes, and a lot of, you know, there were a couple tracks that really stood out that I need to let me go back really quick and tell you which ones. Basically, Stop for a Brew is probably my favorite one though. I think, but that's because there's a lot more of a full momentum in that. That really was quite lovely. There was, thank you. There was, yeah, there were a few others. I think the other one that I really liked was the Holy One. Is it this?
Another great SD stream. I always value your insight. Definitely check out the guide video if you can.
Dude, that's like too much money, bro. I appreciate you so much. You don't need to do all that. That's very generous, Callie. I don't think I'm going to watch the whole 20-minute, but I would like to, I'll definitely like start it.
Hermeticism is an esoteric and mystical pseudo-religion with a fixation
just because I'm not crazy about watching YouTubers on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more likely to watch this off stream.
Fine art known as alchemy, a fusion of magic and science that sought to discover the meaning of true knowledge. So arcane in nature, it drove Sir Isaac Newton to invent calculus. Noita, on the other hand, is the equivalent of someone screaming the Hermeticism wiki at you and finish after you died from drinking acid.
That is bullshit.
Okay.
Blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the word kill me, I don't need a new one under you. Soon you will know. We already know the smell of the game.
I'll just watch the first half.
We hit new game and procedurally generate a whole new world for us to die in.
Rehab was supposed to be a fresh start.
Awakening from our SEMA-induced hangover, we notice a few carved stones in the background that introduce us to our basic controls, and that's it. That's all you get. Get to moving and figure out the rest for yourself. And believe me, you will need to figure out a lot. Aside from some spells, the only thing you're going to unlock in this game is a better understanding of its mechanics. Knowledge is power,
hey,
but
Toaster.
this game may as well be teaching gardening with how often it sends us back into the dirt. You start every run with 2 wands. One for damage and one for limited explosions. The spells are both randomly selected from a small pool of starter spells, and there's only one way to figure out their strengths and weaknesses.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
You also get a flask. What's in it? Drink it and find out. Do it. Push. Now, since there's only one way forward, let's get to experiencing the plot of the descent. As we descend into the mines, we get our first taste of enemies. We have dogs, spiders, slimes, drunks, and of course, Satan. But don't worry, it only gets worse. Take your time exploring the area. At this point, every little bit goes a long way. Golds, wands, potions, hearts, we need it all. There's no rush, so take your time. The only indicator for whether or not you should move on is your health bar. Healing is very limited in this game, so once your hit points start going down, so should you. At the bottom of the mine, we'll find a repeating pattern of portals that'll take us to our first safe area. Welcome to the mall. Every holy mountain contains a few useful things. A heart, a 45-degree square, a shop, and a perk altar. The heart's healed, the square restores all uses of your limited spells, and the shop sells spells or wands for money. The perk altar lets you pick one of 3 upgrades for your character that persists for the rest of the run. And let me tell you, not all perks are created equal. In fact, some will make your first win way easier, while others will get you killed if you don't know how to use them.
You wouldn't dare.
That was
And
the one.
some are just more worthless than my crypto investments. The Holy Mountain is also the only place you can change up your wand's spells without a specific perk or item, so let's talk magic. Every wand is unique and has pseudo-random stats that change how it behaves and, more importantly, what it can be good at. A wand tutorial can get a bit technical, so here's some Subway Surfers so those of you with TikTok brain rot don't die of dopamine deprivation. Shuffle determines if a wand's spells activate in order or randomly. Why would you ever want a shuffle wand? Sometimes they have better stats than their non-shuffle counterparts, or you may just be desperate, or they may have really good spells that you want to peel off of it later. Spells cast tell us how many spells are activated each cast. Generally, the more spells cast, the slower the wand overall, but not always. Good for making DIY shotguns. Cast delay and recharge time tell us the delay between each spell cast and the amount of time it takes the wand to recharge after it's cast every spell. Lower numbers usually mean better, but you want to make sure the wand's mana recharge can keep up with the consumption rate of the wand's spells. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. If you disagree, too bad. Experiment. Either way, I'm not going to explain that again. Figuring out how to build powerful wands with whatever you have is key to mastering this game. At the start, you'll wonder how you'll ever be expected to survive with rubber balls and sparks, but after a few dozen runs, you'll be like, yeah, I can build a Geneva Convention violation out of some bubbles. Anyway, time to move on to the next area. Once you leave, the Holy Mountain collapses behind you, locking you into the next region. Shame there's no way to avoid this, because the next area will have better spells and wands that would be good to tinker with. Oh well. Anyway, this is our basic game loop. Explore the area, hit up the mall, tinker, move on. There's 7 levels in total to get through, and Big Boss Comey will be waiting for you on level 8. The first few levels aren't too bad, but then you're going to hit Hisi Base, which is basically all my failed oxygen not included colonies looking for revenge.
I'm in danger.
Early on, this will be where most of your runs go to die, but don't despair. Once
Not
you
mine,
clear Hisi Base, you
sucker.
can clear whatever this game has to throw at you. When starting out, you should use Hisi Base as a gauge for your power. If you don't think you can clear Hisi Base with what you have, then you might want to push your luck on the levels before. Now, this means you only get 7 levels to build something strong enough to beat the game. There's a limited number of resources and perks that you can acquire in any one run. Noita at its core is a game about scarcity and making the most out of what you can scrape together in order to just barely edge out a win. Now you may be wondering, how can I make the most out of my limited resources? Well, wait, what the hell is this? So, Noita is actually a game about exploration and discovery. Each of the 7 levels have at least one side area attached to it. This lake of lava is clearly impassable and probably just decorative, as there's no way to cross it, so we'll just ignore it for now. On the other side of level 1 is the collapsed mine. It has some tougher enemies, but appears to bug out in this area as it's in total darkness. Oh well, no game is perfect, I guess. Level 2 is where things get interesting. The fungal caverns and the coal pits are high risk but high reward. The enemies here will help you find the new game button real fast if you don't know how to fight or outmaneuver them, so why go here? Because there's an abundance of decent wands and potions that can get us overpowered very early on. So make like Zeus and grab some ambrosia and then get the hell out of here before anyone can find out about the murders. Some other notable areas include the spell shop to the left or right edge of Hisi Base, the Luki lair in the jungle, and this funny triangle at the bottom of the Temple of the Art. There's a few other areas, but they're probably not important. Regardless, there's enough optional side areas here to keep a small Spanish child and her monkey busy for days, assuming they survive. Now, the environment isn't the only thing we're going to be exploring. As I mentioned before, wand tinkering is at the heart of this game, and we're going to figure it out even if it kills us, which it 100%
It's cool, you can
will.
min-max.
But hey, next time you'll know that casting
Yeah.
Explosion of Thunder will result in you exploding with thunder. Now, there's not enough slime mixing content on the internet to get us through a full tutorial, so I'm going to any percent speedrun some basic concepts at you. You may be asking, why does this game have a spell that just kills you with thunder? Why are there so many spells that just straight up kill me? Well, frankly, these spells should come with a bit of a trigger warning. Trigger spells create a payload consisting of all spells to the right of it leading up to the first non-modifier spell. So, by packing these types of spells into a trigger or timer projectile, we can still manage to kill ourselves by casting it too close to us, but until then, we might be able to take out a few Hisi along the way.
Right, 'cause if you
Personally,
have-
my favorite wand build is a single trigger that deploys a mist spell with drilling, homing, and lots of
Oh
damage
my
modifiers
God.
on it. Why mist? Because it ticks for damage every 25 frames. This turns a harmless cloud into heat-seeking radium, and the best part is there's no way this can ever backfire. Some of my other favorite
Right,
wand builds include music that gives you cancer, nuclear ducts, Spasm, and Return to Monkey. Now, let's talk chainsaws. At first glance, they seem pretty useless. They can't dig very well, and melee combat in this game is a death sentence if you don't have melee immunity. But guess what? This is the most powerful spell in the game. Chainsaws, along with a few other select spells, have some rather interesting properties. You might notice that this projectile has a negative recharge time on it. On its own, this isn't anything special, but guess what happens when we try to rat cast chainsaws into one another?
Oh, double.
And now we have a machine gun. Also, you can use Ping Pong Path and Heavy Spread to become Chainsaw Man, and I just think this is hilarious. This should be enough to whet your appetite for what's possible with wands. People have come up with some very complicated setups, and new discoveries are still being made to this day. The sky is the limit, right? Finally, let's get into the divine art itself. Alchemy. There's a lot of reactions that can occur in this game thanks to all the fantastical chemicals that exist in this world. I'm not going to cover them all, but here's a quick
Urine
taste.
potion?
Concentrated mana gives you a massive boost to mana recharge and will always convert water into more concentrated mana. It also converts metal into steam, which you'd think would only be useful for digging through Hisi base. Until you remember, this game has a lot of robotic enemies. Pheromones make enemies friendly towards you, which can be very powerful. In Hisi base, there is a medic type enemy that shoots healing bolts at its allies, but sprinkle a little bit of liquid horny on them and boom, top off both your health and sexual tension. One flask of this stuff can make a dire run through Hisi base much easier. You can find it in flasks as early as level 1 or by combining Berserkium and Flamuxium. And no discussion of the divine art would be complete without bringing up the holy grail of alchemy, turning lead into gold. Well, anything into gold in our case. On Generation, every world randomly selects a set of ingredients that combine to form alchemic precursor. Determining the correct mix depends on persistence and luck, or a seed cracking tool. Either way, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on some of this stuff, you're set for life. Just mix it with a little bit of flesh and enjoy the feeling of being paid a living wage. There's a lot of other elements in this world that can interact with one another and with you. Almost everything in this game has some kind of niche use if you're clever enough. Slime slows you down, Acceleratium makes you faster, Berserkium makes your explosions
Bigger.
and almost all liquids will extinguish fire on you when you jump in them. That's why if things get too hot, it's a good idea to hotkey your water flask and... wait. Oh, free spell. I guess that's... what the fuck?
I'm gonna stop there just so I don't exit if I want to, because I mean, like, the complexity there is actually extremely interesting. It's crazy how much like stuff there is that you can like explore. Wow. You know, and I think like it goes to the fact that like you don't need a high degree of like, you know, AAA graphics in order to you know, explore like the actual like possibility in games. It's pretty crazy. I can see. Yeah, that reminds me a lot of Binding of Isaac, where, you know, you can kind of yeah, just I mean, like the possibilities are endless. It's pretty crazy. I don't want to spoil myself too much though. Hey Sergey, what's up? That's cool. That guy just scratches the surface. Yeah, it might be too dense for me, honestly. That my kind of gaming is a little bit more, you know, well, eternally casual. But it's pretty dope as fuck. I gotta be honest. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Trash Panda. Yeah, just going in and figuring it out. That's cool. That's really dope. Well, Callie, thank you so much for another interesting and honestly kind of like I felt that soundtrack was pretty thought provoking actually, and it's hard but like fun to listen to, and I think it's definitely something that probably people have slept on. Obviously, we haven't even scratched the surface when it comes to the soundtrack. I know there's more of it. But yeah, thank you. No, it's cool. It's really interesting. I love that there are games like this that exist. You know, more than anything, I think that that's the thing for me. It's like it's so dope that like a game like this actually fucking exists, and like devs are this passionate to create something that like actually, you know, scratches a deep well of potential. It's dope. It's really dope. Normally I would end the stream, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. I think I got rid of my previous thumbnails though, which is bad. Did I get rid of my other thumbnails? There's more stuff I want to do. I did. Got rid of my other thumbnails. Let's see. I guess I'll put this thumbnail up. Relax, play some games. Don't care. You guys want to hang out, you're more than welcome to, but it's whatever. I'm just going to do what I would do off stream, on stream, just because, why not? You're welcome to hang out, though. All right, let's see. We are going to cook. Actually, I might even hop into Wilds itself. Let's see. Filming videos. Filming videos. And playing games. It's been a while since I've just kind of like been online. I've been trying to be better about balancing my work-life balance. But I should film, otherwise I'll just go take a nap, which I could do, but you know, it's Wednesday. There's a time and a place. Okay, should not have archived that thumbnail, but it's okay. All right, cool. Let's take a listen to, I'm going to turn off chat on the screen. It's fucking Wednesday. It doesn't feel like it. All right, I'm really curious about this. So is this the new one? Yeah, Team Darkside uploaded this. Yeah, see ya. Yeah, let's do it. Arch-tempered Arkfeld battle theme. What's up, everybody? I am super excited. My name is Marco. I'm a former pro opera singer, and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective. I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds in a little bit. I've been kind of just chilling, waiting for master rank. And also I finished up like 120 some odd hours. I know, barely scratched the surface of Rise Break. But Arch-tempered Arkfeld is here, and I've heard nothing but good things. So, you know what that means? We're going to do some deep analysis of Arkfeld's battle theme. Let's dive into it, shall we? Stop it starting as we go. Yup. That's awesome. I absolutely adore. Now, we have strings in the original Arc. You know, hold on. Let me pull up the original Arkfeld theme. So we obviously have strings in the original Arkfeld theme, but this one is way more heroic and way more like ready and primed and excited and like really committed to itself. You know what I mean? Holy shit. Hold on. Let's go to the original. Here's the original from a year ago. So it's interesting because the original has a little bit of the tossbacks to Monster Hunter Wilds as sort of like musical identity. The main theme is in there, and then obviously the horns there, right where I stopped. Right where I stopped. But listen to how this is really about Arkveld. I don't think it's about the hunter at all. I think it's actually totally about Arkveld. Listen to this. And then the violin. So first of all, there's a beautiful violin harmony. Ba da 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 ya da da ya. That's much more of like Arkveld coming into their own and owning their position, owning their life, owning their strength, owning their like what they are, as monsters, like their existence itself, right? Like that's dope. Also love that. It's sort of the connection to the self, which is weird, so I'm choosing like to humanize the concepts here, but I think that they're valid because it's like the way that we have the violin, or it sounds like a viola actually, but the violin go like that in coupling there with the upper register violin and that harmony up top. That to me is like, I'm not going to surrender. I'm not going to allow myself to be sent into extinction. I'm not going to let this human get in my way. There's a real palpable feeling of a connection, of saying like, you know what, this is it. I'm choosing myself. Also to the offbeats. Love that because the chorus is there and it's kind of a conversation. So now I think that maybe let's say the hunter is in this conflict now, and now we have the juxtaposition between the rage and the blind anger of Arkveld with the hits of the swings and stuff. Man, I want to see this guy in game for sure. Wow. Wow. Oh my God! Way to tie it in. So that's the original. Bum beep bum bum beep bum. Right. Ba da da dee da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da da. Da dee da da. Ah, ba ba hum ba. Which is such a badass little lick, and it definitely is one of the things that Wild's soundtrack does super well with the individual monsters, is that we have these... there's a lot of noise in between these big moments of melody that really hit, but man, this... to pull back, and the original does it too, but to pull back... to pull back and have this kind of slowness, the slow, almost, this deeply emotional violin, but to do it here with some of the like anger and in the sort of aggression, even though it's pulled back, is so nice. Listen to this. It's a nice way, in some ways it's kind of like Proof of a Hero. So instead of like having its own little corner, it's almost like it's like a hint, it's a whisper, it's a sort of recollection of a theme. Let me go even further back, because it's actually, this piece is actually kind of religious. There's almost like a real sort of religiosity in it, and sort of like a reverence paid to Arkfeld. But the reverence is actually like, this, I gotta put this guy down. And now it starts to switch into that hunter idea, right? But it's so I think genuinely haunting. Listen to how, if we go all the way back, I think it's around a minute. Listen to this. Right here. We still have the percussion movement, right? Goosebumps. And then right there we get that heavy hit, and we're back in with the trumpets in the back. Or French horns. French horns. It's like that theme is like, remember your ideals, or like remember who you are. Like we will have a bright future despite this. Listen to that. It's so heroic though. Love those accents. Oh, not the piano in the lower register. Such a final boss track too. So it's also really satisfying because we have a bum, ba-da-bum, and then the strings come in. But so the strings come in sort of like the lusciousness and the voluptuousness and the sort of softness, almost the gentility of the strings kind of comes in on the offbeats. Boom, boom, ba, like that's where it comes in, and it's so satisfying to listen to. Let me get this sound again. It might be a loop even, but. And then the low brass, though. So isn't that such a beautiful juxtaposition? Because you have this beautiful thing. That's Arkfeld again, right? Oh yeah, dude. I just love that. I love it. And I think what's really amazing about this too is the fact that like it really feels like we are entering like a new era. Like this is the beginning of the end, right? And so there's this kind of there's like a stripping away and almost kind of at this point I don't really necessarily think that this is elegant. Now it is very elegant, but it's actually quite violent, and it's one of these things that classical music does really well, where it creates a sonoral space of a juxtaposition between beauty and ugliness and danger and safety. And throughout this piece, it's really that. It's a push and pull that we hear throughout Monster Hunter and plenty of other games. But it does so in a way where you really feel like this is the final boss. Like this is it, right? And then that also makes sense. I mean, Arch-Tempered, no joke, level 10, incredibly hard. And there's a brutality, even in the elegance, the reverence, the revering. It's really like looking at an antichrist or a sort of demonic presence, and being both totally mystified and also being like ever so slightly curious about it, but also like deeply, deeply, deeply afraid. And some of the sharpness in this really locks in on that feeling. And I mean, it's just incredible, and it's actually a huge glow up compared to the original for what it's worth. Like this track is nuts, and it's unbelievably uncomfortable, but it's also like so gorgeous. And these days I don't really do single song videos that much anymore because I'm kind of shifting the way that I might make my content. But I have to be honest, every once in a while a piece like this comes out of the woodwork that just has to be celebrated. And what a glorious piece Arch-Tempered Arkveld's battle theme to Wild's End is. It's majestic. And honestly, Wilds has been a great experience. It's not my favorite Monster Hunter by any stretch of the imagination, but boy, is it fun. And it has only deepened my actual like love and respect for the series. I'm glad that they've done a lot of great fixes, and I'm really looking forward to Master Rank. You will definitely see more of me in Master Rank for Monster Hunter. I'd be streaming it and listening to the music. So thanks a ton. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye. What a theme. Holy shit. That is crazy. That theme is nuts. I can't get over how good that is. I love this. I love the subtlety between like the momentum and the sort of juxtaposition of the two layers on top of each other. The beautiful violin showcasing the sort of beauty of Wild's area, and yeah, it's gorgeous. Also notice, isn't that cool too how it goes, but oh, that's so beautiful. That is so gorgeous. That is so beautiful. Really, just like what a great track. It really feels like they said goodbye to base Wilds, Is it another one of the corridors? Man, I really hope that in G rank they do away with the corridors of the game. I think actually it was one of the big reasons it kind of pushed me away from it, not gonna lie. The corridor gameplay in what's it called? Yeah, there was just it was the one thing about that game that I think more so than any other issue I had with it the biggest one was the fact that like I had to fight Gore Magala like in a tiny ass hallway. like I wanted Gore Magala in like a big open space. Or at least base Arkveld, you can fight him in the wastes, Wildspire Wastes. And so there's a little bit of like flexibility in that. You know, like you can fight him. I recently, when I re-downloaded Wilds just to hop in, I randomly just walked up. I mean, I got my ass kicked, but I randomly walked up to an Arkveld in the Wildspire Waste. I think that's what it's called. And he was chilling by that little river beyond the trees where you fight the Crimatrice. You know, there's that little like cove. So it was cool to fight. It was cool to fart in Arkfeld. It was cool to fight in Arkfeld in an open space. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that sucks. I won't do a video for Gogmazios, but I am curious about what it sounds like. So I'll listen to it, but I won't do a video for it. Yeah. Those horns are sick. I love the clusters in the... Man, the clusters in that are sick. And like, because it feels like it goes under the surface of the And see, it makes sense. It also makes sense too to have like so much brass in the Gogmazios theme. Good morning, hello, welcome in, guys. I love how aggressive that is. Like you can kind of hear this. Like obviously Gogmazios is huge, and you hear like sort of like the up and downs of the sort of like the twistedness of the when it opens its wings. It's got like the fucking the fucked up wings and stuff. It's just so twisted. This is fun. Don't. It's also, is that a gamelan? I can't remember what instrument that is. Ba beep ba beep ba 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 ba. Like that kind of sounds like what it wants to be. Ba beep ba beep ba ba beep ba. But instead it ends up getting all like kind of twisted because it's slightly out of tune or all out of pitch. It's really fun. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so I've heard most of that. So let's fast forward over to phase 2. Wings of a what? Wings of a Titan. Ooh. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I love. I want to hear it in game. You know what I mean? Like fighting this thing in game is so cool. I would imagine is like really because it's huge and a little bit of the. I wish I don't think it's I don't think it's a bagpipe. God, I wish I knew what instrument that was. But like even that right there, it's just like it's just crazy good. It's just crazy good. Like that shit is insane. I mean, like I don't think it's as impactful as Arkfeld or Arch-Tempered. Like what I just heard was like just a slice from like Divine Pie. But that track it's just cool to hear. Yeah, this is dope. What kind of stream is this? I don't even know, dude. I'm gonna film a video in a second. I just want it to be on stream. I've got no agenda. I might play some games. I've got some N64 games here I want to test out. I just felt like being online. I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay with you. I've got some N64 stuff I need to make sure works, like Diddy Kong Racing. I have a Summer Kart 64 here with I think every game. Pokemon Snap is here. 1080 Snowboarding's here. Hey Bellatrix, how are you? So I'm just kind of shooting the shit, and I could be off stream and I don't know, go play a game, but I'd rather just hang out if that's all right. This random Pokemon Gold on an N64 cartridge. That's funny to me. See that? Look at that. I love that sound. Anyway, so I wanted to film a video. Feels like a looming tree on a cliff. Well, yeah, that sounds about right for that sounds about right for for Monster Hunter. Okay, let's see. So I want to film this aggressive music in peaceful games because there's some really fun, some Earthbound, Pokemon typing adventure, Kirby 64, Bust-A-Move 2, Minecraft, Tomodachi Life, The Sims 3, Spiritfarer, Memento Mori, Hearthstone, Haven, Bugstacks, The Settler's Heritage of Kings. So that was Discord. And then YouTube, Slime Rancher, Celeste, Atelier, Aisha, Pikmin 4, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Pal World, Dave the Diver. These are aggressive tracks in these games? That's so funny. Dude, the Great Macau's music is crazy. Splatoon 3 has aggressive music. Super Mario World 3D? Plus Bowser's... Oh, the DLC. Okay. Minecraft, Pokemon Black and White, Yoshi's Woolly World, Abzu, yes. Candies and Curses? What the fuck is that? Buck Bumble? Banjo-Kazooie has an aggressive piece of music. Fantasy Life. Kirby Superstar. Echo the Dolphin? What? Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble has an aggressive piece of music called Rocket Run. Jet Moto 2? Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Metal Ways for Stressful Days. I gotta hear that. The Crash Twinsanity Beat. Alright, yeah, word. Let's film it. Let's film it. I'm really intrigued. Alright. Let me get rid of this merch thing, and I'll get rid of chat as well. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Dave the Diver does have an aggressive track called Tunnel of Darkness. Alright, I'm going to film this. Well, I am on a hunt to find aggressive music and peaceful games. I have a huge list in front of me. I'm going to grab like 7 to 10 of them. And I'm just sort of curious, like, what it's like to just like kind of be minding your own business in a very relaxing game and then suddenly have like, I don't know, heavy metal playing. So let's dive in and take a listen. Pokemon Typing Adventure. When I saw this, I kind of was intrigued. So this is called Boss Battle. It's from the Pokemon Typing Adventure game from the Nintendo DS. I mean, typing, one has to assume that it's very chill. But apparently the boss battle has no chill. So let's listen. Dude, that's so funny. We move back. Yeah, that's so funny. Pokemon Typing Adventure is literally like a children's literally a children's like typing game. Wait, I gotta see gameplay footage of this. I mean, adults most certainly played it, but it's just, hold on, Pokemon Typing Adventure gameplay. I just have to see what this looks like.
Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure.
That's even funnier than I thought.
You okay?
Listen. Oh my god. Superior. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy that that theme goes that hard for something like fairly benign, like something that should be pretty peaceful. But I actually love it because it was very much like, I believe in you. You can do this. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-da-da. You can do it, man. You can do it. You can focus your attention. I believe in you. Spell out this Pokemon's name. Absolutely passes the test there for an aggressive soundtrack in a otherwise fairly peaceful game. Oh god, that's really funny. So aggressive. So it's interesting too because, like, you know, is Pokemon like, are Pokemon games by and large peaceful? Well, enslaving animals, you know, it's questionable, but you know, otherwise, you know, they're a chill vibe kind of a game experience. But Pokemon Typing Adventure is otherwise an extremely, you know, peaceful concept, like learning how to type Pokemon names. Anyway, that's crazy. I wanted to go to Dave the Diver. Now, as far as I know, Dave the Diver is a pretty chill experience where you play a guy who's diving in, you know, the water, and, you know, just kind of having a chill life. But doesn't he make sushi? Anyway, but this is Tunnel of Darkness. So this is an aggressive OST in an otherwise peaceful game. my god, it doubles down with extra bass. Yeah, that's crazy. It's fun. You know, it really gives you the vibes of like Dave is like, oh shit, I gotta get going. I gotta get ready. I gotta make this sushi. I gotta find this fish. And so there's this like sense of obviously there's a sense of drive and momentum, and it's very heavy handed. I don't know what the rest of the soundtrack is like, but like that goes pretty hard. But genuinely, this is like actually the funniest thing ever, because it's just like crazy to me that we are talking about like pretty chill games that then have this aggressive sort of beat pattern and momentum that absolutely passed the vibe test. And honestly, you could put that in the club, and next time you go to the club, you should ask the DJ to put that on, and everyone will be grateful to you, because that track absolutely goes very hard. It's deeply aggressive. I want to check out what? SimCity 2013 Disaster. Okay, well, sometimes disasters happen in SimCity, but for the most part, you know, it's a pretty like peaceful experience. I like how we actually get louder and louder and louder, and then we pull all the way back. The muted trumpets. I actually love the momentum in this. Oh, and then we have, is that mixed? I think that's mixed meter too. Da, 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 dee, da, da, dee, da, da. No, it's triplets. Da, da, dee, da, da, triplet, triplet. Ba, 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 ba. Honestly, that's like kind of impressive that SimCity. I mean, so SimCity is probably like one of the first games I played in like my. I think I played it. Well, I played it in like middle school or like elementary school, and it's interesting. I mean, obviously SimCity, like the OG SimCity, didn't have music like this, but it's interesting how this is orchestral. Number one, number two. I also love that we use triplets to create tension. And again, this is a prime example of like in general SimCity. I mean, it's not. Yeah, the disasters happen, the natural disasters, the alien invasions, and all this other stuff that occurs in SimCity. But in general, the vibes are like building a city, setting up a form of government, and like just like letting the people exist. But like there's not some like implicit sort of aggressive or dangerous things that occur by and large. But to have it be like this, it almost feels like there's this inevitability in the sound. Beep, 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 beep. You know, like in general, it's just really cool to like, I think classical music does such a great job of producing like audible tension that I think, don't get me wrong, I think other genres do it really well. Synth, metal, of course, like other things. But with classical, what I think is really interesting is that we're able to get like the individual components that make the whole. Whereas like, you know, I think metal and other genres, they kind of can be a little bit more, not one note because that would be an insult, but like it's a little bit easier to produce the effect. Whereas like with this, we had the rhythm, we had the different instrument choices, we had the muted trumpets, we had the regular trumpets, we had the French horns, we had the trombone, we had the strings producing that tension line all the way up. And so all of these individual elements come together, like, you know, 60 people to produce this kind of tension. I feel like it's interesting because it probably doesn't hit as hard as metal or certainly not like synthetic sound qualities, but it does. But I love the fact that it's like all of the parts make the whole. all the parts make the whole, which makes it, I think, more interesting to me, and cool. Although I do love a heavy guitar riff, obviously, but that's fun. I mean, I can't believe that. Yeah, that's pretty aggressive. It's like elegantly aggressive, if you know what I mean. Like it's not so hardcore, but it's cool. Echo the Dolphin. I mean, I guess Echo the Dolphin would have aggressive music if like you don't want to get hit in the face by like I don't know. The propeller of a boat, maybe? Welcome to the Machine. All right. What? Dude, this literally sounds like it could be in like a Splinter Cell or like a Metal Gear Solid or like some sort of a stealth action game, not Echo the Dolphin. You know what though? It's probably the music of like the oil rig that's dropping like gallons upon gallons of oil into the like barrier reef, and you as Echo the Dolphin are trying to like cover like, you know, like I don't know, like sonar blast the tar away or something like. And it's just strings going ba 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 ba. Oh! What? Da, 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 ya, da, da. Yeah, like that really feels like it's the end of the road, doesn't it? Da 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 be da 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 yada 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 da da yada dee da 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 da, and it almost feels like, wow, there's nowhere else to turn. Like we're stuck. We're stuck in this hell. And, you know, the only thing that can save us is Echo the Dolphin. And it actually, you know, it actually goes kind of hard. I will say, like, it's less aggressive, I think, and more somber and more like desperate versus like angry. But shockingly, that actually works really well. It's so funny. Yeah, it's definitely bleak. All right, let's go to Kirby's Epic Yarn. Okay, well, all right. Is Kirby peaceful? I mean, in theory, yes. I mean, other than like sucking the lives of enemies into your mouth and pooping them out and consuming their powers. But I mean, like, I guess when we think of Kirby, other than like the Cthulian otherworldliness, cosmic horror, I suppose there is a thin line there of peace, where Kirby's if you're looking out from, you know, the surface, Kirby's a very peaceful, you know, beautiful pink blob. So, okay, fine. Kirby's Epic Yarn versus Yin Yarn. Let's see how aggressive this goes. So fast. Why is the tempo like that? Da, 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 da. Even a call and response. This is one of those things where the tempo just gets faster and faster and faster. But there's still room for a melody. That's funny. I mean, yeah, I suppose that's like an aggressive tempo, isn't it? I mean, actually, when you really break it down, other than the fast tempo, there is actually quite a bit of like melodic impetus in that actually makes it feel like it's not too bad. Just sort of this back and forth, which actually works pretty well. And obviously, like I also feel like there's an inherent feeling of distress and like trying to, you know, fight something and snuff it out, and the tempo is immensely aggressive, though. Immensely aggressive. So I would say that is pretty aggressive. Again, you don't expect it from a piece that, you know, brought us freaking you know, what's it called, green greens, you know, like this is by comparison. Yeah, so I mean, comparatively speaking, that is pretty wild. All right, I want to go over to The Sims 3, the Grim Reaper theme. Well, The Sims, I know you can do really crazy stuff in The Sims, but the Grim Reaper has a theme? Not the cluster chord and the piano. Why is the Grim Reaper the ultimate boss here? That's so funny. Yeah, okay, it's like you don't want to fight the Grim Reaper, and I mean, I suppose the Grim Reaper coming into anyone's life is pretty aggressive, unfortunately. But I don't think every instance of the Grim Reaper involves quite such heavy, crazy piano Rachmaninoff chords coupled with intense organ and the feeling of running away from the Grim Reaper. So I suppose that's pretty aggressive. Slime Rancher, that's a peaceful game with. The tar theme is an aggressive theme. Okay, because of tar maybe. I love piano music like this. Shapo, shapo, yapo, yapo. Yeah, it crosses the line between aggressive and horror, and I think that it works really well because it's like almost like as if you left your like stove on, you like drove away, and you're like, oh no, I left the oven on, and you have to like run back and make sure everything's okay. There's definitely that feeling in there of tension, obviously, but also the feeling of like I actually really like the instrumentation there between the sharp, the bada of the strings, and then you have the I guess the xylophone or whatever mallet instrument in there. And I wonder if that doesn't, there's also this sort of like maybe the glockenspiel or some upper triangle almost to represent the slimes, you know, the little guys. But it's cool how in general Slime Rancher, whenever I watch like people stream it, it seems like a very relaxed, like collect the slime, put them in a prison. which doesn't sound very peaceful at all. But you know, it's got a really like low key vibe to it. But then to hear this, you know, this kind of disruptive, unnerving theme is pretty dope. It's actually really funny. Let's go over to, you know, Minecraft. Now, Minecraft is funny because I know that Minecraft obviously has scary parts, but C418's sort of music within it is not particularly like, I don't know, like nostalgia, right? Like when I hear Minecraft, I hear like the idea of nostalgia, you know, so it has this natural feeling of peace laden throughout it, which is probably why, like, you know, iPad babies play Minecraft and why parents are giving their children iPads with Minecraft on it. But this is Music Disc 11. What the fuck? Okay. It sounded like, oh. So probably more scary than aggressive. That being said, I do think that like it's kind of funny to have like such an aggressively uncomfortable track, like an aggressively angry track, and like it falls into like this weird balance of like, is it sound design? Is it music? Like where's the threshold? Now obviously that's probably more likely sound design. It's unnerving for sure. It's definitely very scary and like, what am I listening to? So yeah, I mean, aggressive, probably not. Scary, absolutely. But I guess it is aggressive that exists within my, like, why is that on a music disc? Like, what is that supposed to represent? And I also like how the back half of that was actually the speeding up, or the sort of the reverse recording. Yeah, that was pretty unsettling. So funny. It's just funny that that's there. Like, of all the things that I would expect from Minecraft, like obviously we have the, like, you know, when people think Minecraft, they think, you know, album alpha, and they think or beta, and they think like, you know, the chill vibes. So the fact that it exists just kind of cracks me up, and is uncomfortable. That being said, Earthbound, which is a game from the SNES, if I recall. Porky means business. The double bass drum. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, that definitely passes the mark, right? I mean, like, that is aggressive as all get out. And it's interesting, too, because, like, whenever I think about Super Nintendo music, I rarely think of, like, anything too over the top or too heavy or too, I don't know, angry or agitated. Now, there are things that exist within that sort of time frame that are scary, you know, all sorts of different emotions. But so I'm not really, it's just kind of funny that Earthbound is not a game that I would associate with this kind of music at all. So it definitely passes the aggressive test. But also, like, what was interesting about this piece is that it kind of like moved around in different, it went into different kind of emotional states, right? Like the first half was like kind of aggressive, but it was sort of predictable. Then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden it takes off again, and it's, and again, the title is Pokey means business. So that means that this character like really is trying to get a point across and really is trying to like let you know, hey, don't mess with me, or hey, like you know, get in your place or whatever. And so like choosing to have this kind of musical writing is just really funny because it's just not something that you would associate with it, especially like, I don't know, it doesn't fit what I would think of Earthbound, but I guess that's probably wrong of me to think. What the hell is Candies and Curses? This is the boss battle, Curse Crusher mode? Okay, I don't even know what this game is. Oh, that smacks. I like how you can hear the curse, you know, that spooky sound. Yeah, that definitely passes. I mean, I don't know what, honestly, I don't even know what Candies and Curses is. Candies and Curses. I mean, that goes hard for sure. Is there any gameplay trailer maybe? What's Candies and Curses? Candies and Curses official trailer. I gotta see what this is. Wait a second. Yeah, no, Candies and Curses. All right, hold on. In theory, like it makes sense that there's a track like this, but that does go like kind of aggressively hard. Like it's kind of funny how it still retains the sort of like prototypical sounds of like a spooky cute game, but it does go like. Like the aesthetic is really cute, so I could see why someone was like, "Hey, this is an aggressive sound considering the subject matter," and I tend to agree. That's wild. Why is the Buck Bumble theme? Isn't Buck okay? I'll give this a shot. I don't think this fits, but let me listen to the main theme of Buck Bumble.
What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumper. What about now? It's
forgot.
time to
Yeah,
rock
that's
with
right.
the biggity back bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumper. Bump to the bump.
I mean, for the memes,
Bump to the bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumper. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumper. Bump to the boot to the boot to the boot boot. Bump to the bass to the bass bass. Bump to the boot to the boot to the.
now Buck Bumble obviously is like a, if I recall, first of all, it was on the N64, if I'm pretty sure, and it most certainly is like a shooting platformer game. But Buck Bumble's main theme is pretty aggressive in in the fact that it's like actually kind of good. Not only is it kind of like it's funny how like aggressive it, like I think this person, because I asked my community to come up with these different songs, and I think the reason why this person put this on the list is because it's aggressive in the sense that it doesn't make sense, that it doesn't it just kind of pops off, you know what I mean? And it's like, does this deserve to be go this hard, like this aggressive? Another one that's kind of similar to this, but in the total opposite direction, is Pictionary. So listen to this. That's no reason. Again, it's like the famous quote, "It was only Pictionary, Tim." But it's true that like Pictionary itself is a very, it's pretty chill, right? But like the fact that this main theme is so aggressive, it's that kind of a duality is really funny to me, because it's just like, why? It's only Pictionary, Tim. Why did you go this hard? This is crazy. And then I really need to know, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Hello Kitty, sort of an Animal Crossing cozy game vibes, but the song is called Metal Ways for Stressful Days, and I just have to know what's going on here and why. Let's see. Again, double bass drum. Oh my God, why? That absolutely, I mean, it passes the vibe test for sure, but it's just so funny to me. I can't even fathom why this is in an aggressive, this is like such a hardcore song, and to have it be in like Hello Kitty's Island Adventure, one of the chillest games possible. It's just so funny. Like the other ones, I'm kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, okay, fine, like whatever, but that one, it absolutely throws me off. It's so funny. Oh God, it's so funny. Well, I'm curious if you know any other aggressive songs in peaceful games. That was a blast to film. I didn't actually get through nearly. We had like a lot of songs on this list. But if you have any others that come to mind, I'd love to know them, because the juxtaposition between like a very chill, cozy game experience coupled with then like massively aggressive music is just a delight. And also, like, again, goes to show that like video game music and music in general run the gamut on what's possible when you're trying to create a certain mood or feeling. So I definitely want to know some others that you can think of. Yeah, thanks a ton. Feel free to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, that was fun. What a crazy... Oh my god. Unexpected. Oh god, that's funny. Yeah. So, sweet, guys. The bald look suits me. Thank you. That's probably gonna do it. I think I'll probably just hop off and go watch some anime. I gotta finish up Mob Psycho, and then I have to slowly start to cut up this live stream so that I can grab the Arkfeld theme and the video I just finished. So I got a full rest of my day ahead of me. So yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. Have fun with the next episode of Mob. So I've already filmed up to episode 8. Which was crazy. The UFO episode was so bizarre, and honestly, I'm not really sure if I'm not enjoying the back half of this as much as I was enjoying because now that everything's sort of resolved, well, to a degree, now the ending bits here are kind of funny. So I have episode 9, 10, 11, and 12 to watch, and I'll probably watch them right now in a row, and then tomorrow I'll sort of binge Evangelion, to be honest. That's the game plan anyway. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. That was a fun day today, and I will see you guys later, okay? See ya. Bye.